Chapter 19. It was difficult to tell who was more surprised, Matthias and his party or the rat sentries. There was a second pause, then they scattered. One of the two rats were a bit slow off the mark, but not as slow as Colin Vole and his mother, who were roughly gabbled by the faster sentries. Matthias dodged and wriggled and ran free, tripping a rat who was about to seize Mr. Vole. The young mouse ran, pushing the vole in front of him, and called out, "Run, keep going, Mr. Vole. Try and make it to the woods and hide." The vole faltered. "But my wife, Colin, and the rats have got them." Matthias pushed him roughly forwards. "They'll get you too if you don't hurry. Move yourself, Vole. You'll be no good to your family as prisoner again." Taking Matthias' advice, Abram Vole ran as fast as his legs would carry him. Matthias turned and picked up a hefty branch. As he faced the oncoming rats, "Only a dozen of you," he taunted. "Let's see what you rats are made of. First come, first serve." Matthias swung the branch. It whooshed through the air, causing the rats to stop in their tracks. As he advanced on them, flailing the branch, he shouted at the top of his voice, "Basil! Basil Staghare, where are you?" The rats tried to circle Matthias. Only one got too near. A hefty blow from the improvised staff sent him crashing to the ground. "Oh, well hit, sir, jolly well hit." It was the hare. He came bounding up from all the world, as if he was on a Sunday school picnic, grinning from ear to ear. Colin and Mrs. Vole came panting in his wake. Matthias gasped with relief. "Basil, where in the heaven's name did you get to?" The skillful creature dodged the rat, spun around, and landed him a fierce double-footed kick in the stomach. The rat bowled over, completely winded. All the fight knocked out of its body. Basil chuckled. "Sorry about that, Matthias, my old lad. These chaps gave up chasing me. I scooted back to my den. Spring cleaning, a bit late. But I'm only a bachelor in single quarters, what?" Matthias was flabbergasted. He was here, fighting off a dozen rats, trying to rescue the Vole family, while Basil was dusting out his den. The young mouse would scarcely hold his temper. "Oh, how nice of you, Mr. Hare. So glad you could join us," he said sarcastically, as they beat off the rats and hurried the voles along. "I don't suppose you put on a kettle of tea." Basil bowed to Mrs. Vole and offered her his paw. "Allow me, madam. Why, yes, as a matter of fact, if I did. Nothing like a fresh pot of mint tea after a good hearty exercise, what?" Matthias struck a rat square in the face with the butt of his branch. The hare was obviously insane. Mint tea indeed. "Well, I don't suppose you think I'm going to sit in your den drinking tea all afternoon," he yelled. Basil had a hammerlock on a rat. He swung him and knocked two more flat on the ground. He winked at Matthias. I certainly hope not, old bean. You see, I'm perishingly awkward, as I've only got a 4-piece tea set, and if I'm not mistaken, the great gent who took off in the woods like a scalded duck is obviously the husband of this delightful Lady Vole, so I'll have to invite him too, won't I?" Matthias tripped a rat with a branch. He learned to take Basil in his stride. "Why, of course you will, Mr. Hare. What a bore you must think me. I'll probably sit round the common here and teach the rats to make daisy chains." Basil dodged around a yet and laughed approvingly. "No need to get uppity, young feller. I thought I'd best shelter the voles and see him safe to Redwall Abbey later. Obviously, you need to get back to Redwall post-haste. A family of voles would only make you go slow up." Matthias grinned ruefully. "I apologize, sir. I accept your offer and help gratefully. I don't mean to be rude." By now, they were at the edge of the common land. The rats had fallen back momentarily. Basil shook his paw with Matthias. "Good mouse. Right. Cut along, young'un. I'll see you when I deliver my charges back to the Abbey." Alone and unencumbered, Matthias struck off into the woods, traveling doggedly on wearied legs. He realized that his entry to Redwall would be from the front of Mossfall side, and the main gate would probably be under attack. Could the defenders hold out? Was Constance organizing the retaliation correctly? Had the sentry stayed alert? Was Cornflower safe? Questions raced through Matthias's brain as he fought his way through the undergrowth. Taking a check on his bearings, he began to worry a little. The Abbey walls should be in sight over towards the northwest. Perhaps he hadn't fully realized the sprawling size of the woodlands. Yes, that was it. Maybe if he kept on trekking, the walls should sooner come into view. For something ahead, Matthias could hear a tickle and gurgle of a stream. He remembered that there had been some time since he'd eaten and drunk. Changing direction, he followed the water sounds until he came to the bank of the stream. Lying face down on a low outcrop of red sandstone, Matthias drank his fill of the cool, sweet stream water. Further down the bank, he found some young dandelions. Gathering a bunch of tender leaves and buds, he made his way back to the sun-warmed sandstones and stretched out on his back, nibbling dandelions and gazing up to the cloudless blue June sky. Through the treetops, what an action-packed day it had been. Matthias was glad of the brief respite after all the excitement, but he told himself that he could not afford to stay long. He must press on to Redwall. He heaved a great sigh. The life of a warrior was very tiring. Closing his eye momentarily, he thought of Martin the warrior. How did he ever feel tired? He must have, defending the abbey with his large heavy sword, wearing all that armor. What happened to the sword? It had to be somewhere. Legendary weapons don't rust and wear away to nothing, otherwise they'd never get to be legends. A dragonfly hovered directly above the young mouse, gently stirring his whiskers. What was this strange creature doing in his territory? He glided a little closer. It was quite safe. The oddly garbed animal posed no threat to his authority as bailiff of the stretch of water. He was fast asleep, snoring like a squirrel in a midwinter, oblivious of all about